Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, A Little Geek, A Little Chic. Today, we are going to talk about the books that I read in the month of September, as well as the books that I would like to read in the month of October. So, grab yourself your beverage of choice, and let's talk books. Okay friends, I'm here. I'm here to talk books. And I just realized I forgot one way over there. Okay, well, the September wrap-up portion we'll just do digitally here with my books up top. So, yeah, it's a little bit later than I wanted to do this wrap-up. I was supposed to post it last weekend. However, Indigo did the surprise drop that I think we were all unaware of with regards to their bookish merch that came out. And I am a sucker for books and tote bags. I'm going to pull the camera close to me, and bookish merch. Hence, look at these. Oh my gosh. Are they not the cutest little books? They're ghosts holding stacks of books. It completes me. I'm so happy. So, of course, I went to the Indigo drop for the bookish merch, and I got a couple things, which you saw in the video that I posted instead of the haul video. Or not the haul video, sorry about that. Instead of the wrap-up video, I posted a haul, shop with me, little mini vlog video of the Indigo inspired merch. And if you haven't seen that, it is on this channel, and it is fantastic, if I do say so myself. It is very impromptu. It was very spur of the moment, and I got some really neat things. So go check that out if you're interested. It was an in-store only drop, which is crazy because it's usually like either online only or online and in-store, but this was in-store only. And I think the products that the stores got were specific to their areas and how big they are. And so my area did not get a lot of items. There's a couple. One of them I did want. It wasn't the color I was looking for, but it was what I was looking for. And one I was surprised by and didn't even know existed, and I bought it. So, that's on a different video. Let's get into what I read in September. September was a decent reading month for me. I read 2, 3, 5 books, I think. Maybe another one, but I know for sure it was 5. So we'll start with the fantasy. I read Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Toni Adeyemi. This is the 3rd book in the Children of Blood and Bone series, which came out a couple of years ago during the summer. It was a smash hit. I have so much glasses glare today, you guys. We're gonna do this sans little glasses because my glasses glare is driving me bonkers. So back to it. Children of Virtue and Vengeance is the 3rd book in the trilogy and the final book in the trilogy. I'm sad to see the trilogy end. It was a fantasy book that gripped me, that I read the entire series, which I'm not an over-the-top fantasy reader, so for a fantasy series to grip me like that was phenomenal. I was excited. I was disappointed in the last book. I don't know, I just thought that there would be more. It felt, honestly, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the plot, I enjoyed seeing the characters again, I enjoyed the found family aspect and finding yourself aspect and all that. It was great. Did not love the presentation, I guess. I feel like when reading it that it was a book that could have not been a book. They could have just made the 2nd book a little bit longer, and the 3rd book I felt was not really, didn't warrant a standalone. Based on the size of the 1st novel, the 2nd novel was, in the series was shorter, and this one was even shorter. So, could have probably just made it a duology, but I digress. So, that book, for me, was a 2.5 out of 5. Finishing off as a series, though, the series gets like a 3.5 stars from me. So, the series is great. The book, not the best ending to the series. Not kind of. I was hoping for more, and it may be me and my wish going into it that it's going to be a grand 5-star read, and I'm going to be just enthralled by how the series ended. But I wasn't. So, that being said, that's where I sit on that one. The next book I read was My Roommate's a Vampire. This is hilarious. So if you want something light, fluffy, romance, but with a vampire twist for the fall, this one's got you. This one's for you. I loved it, of course. Giving this one a 4 out of 5. It wasn't the most detailed or plot specific, but I liked where they went with it. The side characters were funny, especially his cohort. The gentleman who's the vampire has a cohort vampire friend of his, and they're just trying to navigate. They're from like the 16th century, and they're trying to navigate modern times, and it is fantastic. If you haven't read it, I recommend you pick it up. It's just fun. It's a fun read. There is a bit of spice, but it's not overly spicy. The third book I read was Murder at the Bookstore. So this is about a local writer who writes cozy mysteries or thrillers, I think. And she is friends with the local bookstore owner who's gotten a grant to develop and maintain her business. And the local bookstore owner mysteriously dies, and the bookstore is left to the writer. So she is also flagged and potentially marked for this murder, and so she has to clear her name and save the bookstore before the people who are doing the said murdering strike again. Cozy mystery, there's a romance. I'm in it. I'm in it for the romance. And also there's like a found family aspect. I liked it. It's also a finding yourself kind of thing. It's kind of the theme with me. Anything that's like a little warm, cozy vibe, I'm in for, especially this time of year. Especially this time of year. So, I rated this one like a 3 out of 5. It's just a cozy mystery. It wasn't anything super enthralling. Will I continue with the series? Probably, because I did like the main character, and I want to see what comes next. I think the next one might be Murderous Type, or something like that along those lines. So it's all like writing related, so that's really interesting. The other one that I read that was a cozy this month that I really enjoyed was Grounds for Murder, and it's a coffee shop murder, or Death by Coffee. I think it's Death by Coffee. So I read this book, and I found it to be fun. I also like that there's also a bookstore in this one too, which I didn't know going in, which is super cool. So these two girls, they're friends. One opens a coffee shop in the bottom of the store. One opens a bookstore in the top of the store. There's pets. We love pets in cozy mysteries. And there's love interest. We love interest in cozy mysteries. And there is a murder, and she has to solve it, because the last thing the person who was murdered did was come in and get coffee from her shop. And she's new to town, and she doesn't want people thinking that her coffee kills people. Enter the main plot of the story. Amateur sleuthing. Great time. Great fun. This one, from me, got a 4 out of 5 stars. And I will definitely be continuing on with these characters. The fifth book that I read was hugely popular this year, and I'm excited to get to book 2, and it had all the feelings that I wanted, and the small town vibes, and the quirky characters, and the cozy feelings, and the romance, and it had pumpkins and lattes, and it's called The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. You guys, this book is huge. It's huge on TikTok. It's huge on Bookstagram. It's just one of the biggest books being talked about right now is this series. There is currently 4 books slated for this cozy romance kind of fiction series. The first 2 definitely have fall vibes. There's Pumpkin Spice Cafe and Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Another bookstore book. And I'm going to read it, like, right away, because I absolutely loved this whole vibe of this book. This book is set along in a small town. A lady moves there to start over. Her aunt gifts her a cafe, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and like everything on the strip is named quirky things because small town. And she takes it over and starts this new life after something happened when in her previous job, and she leaves the city and behind and wants to move to the small town. And enter local produce delivery farmer. Oh, he is everything. He is everything you would want in flannel, and I am here for it. And he's just a really squishy, soft teddy bear kind. It's not like the grumpy sunshine, you gotta brush, like smooth him over kind of. No, this is like a character that comes in and is interested in love, but also likes his privacy. And it's a lot trying to be private and have a private life when you live in a small town where everybody talks. So that's kind of like the whole premise in the backstory for these 2, and everybody knows it's like a little cozy romance, so you know what's going to happen. The vibes are great. Pick it up. I flew through this book. It was so fantastic. It was light. It was exactly what I needed. This book from me got a 5 out of 5 stars. What, is it the most intricate, crazy, detailed plot? No. But on sheer enjoyment value alone, it is worth a 5-star, and I'm happy that I read this book. But let's get into the books that I want to read in the month of October, because I am still channeling the vibes, and now we are kind of shifting. We still have some cozy vibes, but we have a lot of like darker stuff because it's October. So some books I have already started, and some books I have already read, and some books I have not, because it is a little bit later in October, but you will have to wait and hear my thoughts on them at the end of the month. So let's start it off here with Joe Nesbo's The Night House. It just gives me all the like 90s horror movie nostalgia, also like 1960s, 70s old horror cover vibes. Here for this book. This is fantastic. I love the vibes they're channeling. It's not very long, you guys. It's only like 240 pages, and the print is large. So I am interested to find out how quickly it reads. So this is definitely one that I am, reading in October. Let's have another shot of caffeine here. Okay, that should help. So that is one that I definitely want to get to in October. I don't know a lot about it, besides that someone, this parents die and he has to move in with his aunt and uncle in a town, and he quickly earns a reputation as an outcast, and a classmate goes missing, and nobody believes him when he says that the telephone booth out on the edge of the woods sucked Tom into the receiver. What? So, I'm gonna read that one in October, hopefully. And next on my list here is let's do the other horror-y type one. How about? Sorry about shaking the camera, you guys. You're sharing a table with the books. Next one is The King, whom we love, and I don't read enough of. Grady Hendricks. Grady Hendricks, How to Sell a Haunted House. Their parents die. They're going back to their childhood home to clean it and get it ready for a sale. But maybe the house doesn't want to be sold. And I have been told that there is really creepy dolls in the attics vibe in this one, and that just screams Halloween and horror to me. Creepy dolls in the attic? Yes, please. Here for it. So that's also on the list for October. Then we'll get into 2 that I might get to, and I hope to get to. One especially is by an author who I have read and I like. It's kind of like a dark academia vibe, and so I'm here for that. And it is Vicious by V. Schwab. So this is about two classmates. They determine that they can give themselves abilities or powers or eternity based on this loophole they found in like a time continuum. So they basically have to cheat death to gain these abilities, and something happens during this process, and they are no longer, you start the book off, they are now rivals, and they are no longer companions, and then you find out as you go through it what happens. So here for this. This is the first book. I believe there's only two in this. Vengeful is the second one, I believe. Her other book, as Darker Shade of Magic series, has like three, I think almost maybe 4 books, but 3 for sure. So gonna get into this one. Very excited to pick up something from V.E. Schwab again. She has phenomenal writing. If you've not read anything by V.E. Schwab, I cannot recommend her writing enough. The 4th book that's on the list, I have like 6 books. 7 books on the list, you guys. Yikes. I don't think I'm going to get to them all, but let's see what I do get to. I also am an avid mood reader, so I'm probably going to be picking up stuff as well that's not on this list, because I'll see it and be like, ooh. Or get something from the library that's like needs to be read right now. But the next book is this. Olivia Blake, Masters of Death. Masters of Death is about a gentleman, I believe. I kept thinking it was a female, but I think it's a male, Viola Merrick. And this is a vampire real estate agent who is struggling to sell this house. And if he sells this house, he gets the ultimate clout and prestige. However, the house is haunted, and in order to rid the house of the haunting and get it sold, he must determine why the ghost is there and help him to cross over, determine what the issue is, solve it so that he will move on and he can sell the house. So, this I've heard is very funny, dark but funny, and I am here for it, and it totally gives me all the fall Halloween vibes. And there's vampires, and there's ghosts. Sign me up. Okay, not sure which one of these two I would like to read. However, I have 2 cozy mysteries on my shelf, and one of them is Mischief Night Marathon in a Small Town. Gives me the vibes. And I believe there is A Festive Good Time, usually, but now there's it turns deadly, so someone dies, and this lady has to figure out who did it. Sounds like a cozy mystery to me. I am interested. I hope that there's a pet, because I really like it when there's pets in cozy mysteries, but I'm not getting a pet vibe on here. Well, that one's an option. The other option is this one. What's a Ghoul to Do? I am loving the color vibes on this, you guys. The black and fuchsia and purple. Here for it. So this one's about a paranormal ghost hunter lady, I believe, who doesn't get involved with clients, but apparently then she has a love interest for her client. So she's a medium with a message. Her business is helping lost souls cross over to the other side, but what if the ghosts want to stay put? So this one's kind of like a cozy mystery, but maybe not quite a mystery vibe, and she sounds like she has to solve the mystery as to why these ghosts are staying and not crossing over, and I'm here for that. It also sounds like Dr. Sable is the love interest. A doctor. Interesting. Not seeing any animals on this one, though, so maybe there'll be a cozy pet in here. That's the one thing that's missing if they don't have it, is cozy pet. The final book on the list I picked up when I went on a bookish date with Kim over at Bookshelf Bunny here on BookTube, and it already has a bookmark in it because I am reading it currently with Kim, and that is Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this may be my first Lucy Score book, and I'm excited to get into it and see what all the discussion is about with her, because apparently she is a very well-loved, cozy romance, kind of romantic comedy writer, and I'm here for it, and it just gives me all the vibes. Look at that. Oh, so nice. So it is about a lady who moves to a small town to start a yoga studio, and her landlord slash the mayor of the town may be the love interest, and there's like instant chemistry there, but they can't be together. There's like that push-pull scenario of what you want versus what you need, and maybe they're both the same thing kind of vibe going on here. But the back, we both read the top little blurb from the characters, and both of us were sold. It says, "Your kids are great," he said, changing the subject. "Don't be sweet, I can't resist sweet," Gianna warned him. "Your kids are monsters and I hate your face." Like, oh, so that's the way they are. And I'm down for it. This sounds entertaining and quirky, and I am already for it. Also, we both read the first little bit here on the back, and it says, "Beckett Pierce is the most eligible bachelor in the nosiest small town in upstate New York." Fair enough. But after his last girlfriend handcuffed herself to his porch and set his welcome mat on fire, he's not looking for any more romance. Oh, what? I need to know why that happened. So this is already getting read in a buddy read, and we will be continuing with this. This one will definitely be on the list to talk about at the end of the month. And that is currently what I have on my TBR for October and what I read in the month of September. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's a little bit late this month, you guys, but I appreciate all of your views. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked this video, and I will see you soon with another video, maybe a vlog, or maybe some more bookish content.